I travel a lot using commercial airlines and had to share this experience with you that I had this weekend on Southwest Airlines. I boarded the connection flight like normal and fastened my seat belts. I'm all buckled in, and the aircraft didn't move. We just sat there with no information going on, and the air conditioning wasn't working for quite a while. We're just sitting there in the plane, buckled up, ready to push off. Heard the stewardesses give their spiel about how to buckle a seatbelt and such. Finally, the pilot came on, explained the aircraft would not be flying because of a problem that they have, and they told us it was some fuel pump switch or something. The light came on, so we had to leave the aircraft. We did that. We boarded another plane. Now, we walked to another gate, boarded the plane, so you can imagine they had to take the luggage off the one aircraft, put it on another aircraft, and we finally get on this other plane, headed towards the runway, and the pilot came back on the intercom again. Now, we're sitting near the end of the runway idling for about 15 minutes, no communication, and the pilot says, "We will have to go back to the gate as we have another mechanical problem and we need some fuel." Now, first of all, you'd think the pilot would know if we had the appropriate fuel amount before we headed towards the runway. However, I wanted to share this experience to make a point. Would it have been beneficial for anyone on the aircraft to yell and scream? Would it have changed the situation? And frankly, if you think about it, I'd rather the aircraft deal with a problem on the ground instead of when it was in the air. So was this experience a positive or a negative? Now, if we would have been in the air, found out we didn't have enough fuel and circled back, that would have been embarrassing enough. It wouldn't have been near as safe to be on the ground. It doesn't benefit to be irritated about the situation. I could have been. I was disappointed. It never makes the situation better. All of us are likely able to bring up an example of being irritated at a service customer that they believed was acting inappropriately. We've all had that where we say, customer is not always right, and we want to debate, we want to argue our point, we want to go away from that experience as irritated. We can't control how someone else is acting. However, we must control our response to it. Consider these incidents as a positive your dealership can use to improve your customer care and provide an immediate result for every customer concern. I know one that sticks in my mind was a advisor one time, and I witnessed this advisor standing their ground because the guy bought a new vehicle last week, and you know you're in trouble when a customer starts the sentence out by, "I just spent $50,000 for this new car last week." But they took a nail in the tire. Now, a nail repaired, they were saying, "Gosh, that's not warranty. That's $50. Is that $50 worth irritating someone that just purchased a brand new vehicle? Are they going to send their family and friends in? We can't control how they're responding. They were really upset. They're spending money on a brand new vehicle that they purchased. We must consider these incidents as a positive your dealership can use to improve your customer care. Southwest Airlines this morning sent me an email from corporate apologizing for my experience on their airline and said they'll email me a credit for the flight to be used on future travel. I actually got that coupon for a discount on a future flight. And Christy and I, my wife, were on board, and we have $400 to credit off another Southwest flight in the future. They took a negative and made it a positive. They couldn't change what happened. But did I call and complain and jump up and down and yell and scream for them to write me a credit for $200 on each ticket I bought? No. They were proactive. They apologized. I applaud their proactive response. This was one of the worst flight experiences I've ever had. I forgive them. I respect what they're trying to do. A negative would be to always view an experience like that with no way to gain or benefit from it, just to have a reason to complain. So with all this experience in your dealership, can we take a negative and make it a positive? Be positive, people. Thanks for your time, and I'll talk to you next week.